Right, so today we're going through our shoulder exercise progressions. We have the landmine press, our standing bird dog, a D1 shoulder pattern, and then a single arm pull down. We'll also review our bear plank and other plank variations and what you want to look for. So the first one we'll do is the standing bird dog. So you want a light weight, so something between maybe 3 to 5 pounds to start, and then go up from there. So you'll start with left leg forward, right leg back, and then the weight is in your right hand, or vice versa. So you want to start to hinge forward. You're in that split stance, back stays long, and then with your thumb facing up, you straighten your right arm up as high as it'll go, within like a comfortable range, and then slowly back down. Up and slowly back down. And notice here that you're keeping those upper traps relatively relaxed, and it's more of like a lower trap activation. So that's your standing bird dog. And then we have this D1 shoulder pattern. So this one you can either use a band or preferably a cable machine. If you're using the cable machine, you're securing the cable up high. This is like a lightweight, so maybe starting at 2.5 to 5 pounds. You start with your palm facing in, and then as you pull down, your arm rotates and you start to extend back. So going in and rotating up and extending back. There are various progressions with your arm going straight, but just to start, palm in, rotate and down, noticing my palm is facing back and I'm extending the shoulder back as well, but watching that my shoulder's not popping forward, it's staying in that nice skin neutral position. Then the next one is the single arm pull down. So again, you can use a band securing up high or a cable machine setting it at the highest setting. This one you can definitely load a little bit more, up to, again, whatever's comfortable for you. So securing up, you're starting with your arm kind of inwards and then pulling down to your side, starting all the way up and pulling down to your side. Again, if you were doing it with band, you'd want it to be secured so you actually have tension through the band as you pull down. So this would replace your lat pull down, and I would suggest doing this on both sides. And then the last one we went over was the landmine press. So I'm just demonstrating this with a broom, but obviously you would want to be using a weighted bar at the gym, securing the end of the bar in a corner, standing in a split stance. So if I'm pressing with my right hand, I'll have my left leg forward, everything square towards the bar, so square shoulder and hips, and then pressing up as you go here, and then coming back down. So depending, we talked about positioning of the shoulder and how close you are to the bar. So if you're finding that you're not getting, or that you're restricted into that overhead range, then just step back a little bit, and that allows you to still get that full elbow extension. Whereas if you're finding that you want to get a little bit higher, then just come a little bit closer to the bar, and that will allow you to get a little bit more shoulder flexion. Again, this is just starting to strengthen that overhead range without forcing it, watching any like shoulder elevation that happens when you start pressing up overhead. It's a great way to build in towards being able to do our single arm shoulder presses, but right now this is an alternative that you can do. Oh yeah, and then we're going to talk about the planks briefly. So it's going into your tabletop position, so knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, and we talked a lot about that pressing away of the floor and watching starting to press down into the ground. And then you could also go, so you can go into your bear plank where you're tucking your toes and hovering the knees, or you can go into more of like a mountain climber where you're pressing into like a high plank position, maybe staying there, or starting to maybe do a little bit of a walking with the knees. And you're not going to feel it in one specific area. There's lots of muscles involved there. But again, that act of pressing away and watching kind of starting to sink towards the floor with the torso. So give those a try, let me know how it goes.